Ooh, what's up YouTube? ODST General recording my Operation Trebuchet video really early this week. Normally I do a Wednesday recording just to try and get the most time before I have to edit and record my video and get it out to you guys. But there is so much to talk about this week that I wanted to record it early before I had to add more stuff to it. So the big thing this week, version 0.19 released. 0.19 obviously was designed as a hot fix for 0.18 with those bugs, but there was still a lot of stuff added. First of all, they added the heavy variant of the ILCS rucksack that was included in the last version. Or, sorry, the ILCS is the ODST variant. So they've added the heavy ODST variant backpack. They've added a blue M8 signal flare. Big one. M850 Grizzly was added, so the Grizzly tank is now available in-game, yes. They've added an urban variant of the Battle Jumper armor, so something a little bit more ODST themed across the entire thing, kind of, in a way. They've added the Medic Helmet, armor, and ODST Medic variants. And they've added several modular buildings, pieces, and Arctic objects to the mod. Lord, I cannot talk. A lot of big bug fixes. Nothing really too crazy. Hopefully the big thing with this is that there were some issues with the drop pods, which hopefully were fixed. MA5 Smart Link optics disabled night vision goggles when aiming. That's been fixed. So there's a few different things they've had done there. Another big thing is they've tweaked the escape pod, so it's now invincible when you spawn an escape pod. So basically, they've changed the Magnum engagement ranges to prevent AI using them over primaries. They've changed the M6C compensator into a suppressor. People have been begging for that for ages, so that's a big one. They obfuscated... Oh, my lord. Okay, sorry, guys. Anyways, they've changed it so all the PVOs can be accessed again. They were blocked off unless you had special software to get into them. Changed the M45E/A magazine model to be more realistic, adjusted FG75 turn rates, blah, 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 blah. Further tweaked Scorpion and Bison armor values. Bison should now take 1 to 2 M41 rockets, Scorpion 3 to 4, and Grizzly 5 to 6 in most circumstances. So those are the highlights. That's not everything. But then they've also released a planned asset list, an updated one. They've had one of these for a while, but it had been ages since it was updated. So the big highlights from this are really just the things they plan to redo are the Warthog, the Pelican, the Battle Rifle, the M45 Tactical Shotgun, which I thought was pretty good, the Husiv Genet, the Drop Pod, the Mako Drone, which is literally just retextured vanilla armor drone currently, the M392 DMR, which I think is now a pretty good model with the new textures, made it look a lot better, and the Falcon. The other big takeaway, and they've got a lot of stuff on here, and they've got some stuff they're showing as in progress for a couple things, but the big in progress things are the maps they're working on. So they're working on Sopron Reach, a rural terrain reminiscent of the Visegrad region seen in the winter contingency level of Halo Reach. Now we know that a couple devs, Big Wilk previously, and now I believe HK Urban is currently working on these, or maybe it was Indoor Bradster. I think it was Indoor Bradster now that I think about it. We're working on reach-based farm structures, so we'll probably be seeing that before, maybe not this next update, but maybe an update or two down the line. Lavosia, a snowy planet in the outer colonies, prominent for its mining and mineral exploitation. Most well known for being part of the system in which the Callisto incident took place, sparking an insurrection. Once again, we've actually probably seen images of this already, as we've seen images posed by the dog of his modular buildings. A lot of Arctic stuff has been getting released, so that's probably been all designed in plans for this map. The Eridanus Secundus, a hollowed-out asteroid facility used by a stronghold by the Eridanus rebels and Colonel Watts following Operation Trebuchet. This one should be really interesting to see. I'm kind of curious how the devs will pull something like that off. They've got a few other maps that they've got on their list, but they haven't been started yet. Other interesting things that haven't been started yet either are their miscellaneous list, which is improved jetpack function, which they've been talking about for a little while, Milaner active shielding system, and the Milaner HUD. Of course, the list is extremely expansive. I mean, there's pretty much mostly everything you could think of from Halo, including things that don't even have actual official references, are included in this list, like the M6J carbine or the SAMP-10 machine pistol. So Kind of curious to see where they go with that. In addition to that, we've also got Zephyr releasing the early preview on her boat, so you guys are going to be seeing that on the screen now. Bear in mind, this is still work in progress. This is not included in Optre. You can only get this by the Optre Discord, where she's releasing these early previews, and you have to manually install the mod into its folder to be able to use this. The video you guys are seeing was highly staged because currently you need to place the floors on there manually for collision and stuff, and since they're invisible, that's extremely difficult to do. Zephyr does include a mission where you can play just to walk around on it, but it's placed on the airfield of Stratus, so it's kind of out of place there. But pretty neat still nonetheless. It's still got some flaws, some bugs, but you know, once again, it's a work in progress thing, so we'll see how she proceeds with that. I would also like to welcome several new devs to the team. We've got 3 new devs added just recently here, I believe. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. First up is Zach. Zach has released a reload animation onto the Optre Reddit there. You may have seen that video already. Basically, he's made his own MA5B, or MA5 I should say, reload animation without actually having the weapon. You guys are seeing that video on screen here. Then we have Desi. Desi is currently working on a conversion of the Arma campaign to a Halo Arma campaign. Currently just basically going through replacing the equipment and vehicles seen in the campaign to Operation Trebuchet vehicles. Unfortunately, it didn't actually grab any screenshots of this. We were actually thinking the second level was going to be playable for the campaign, and it had some bugs. So I'll try to go back and see if I can't find those screenshots shared by Desi to get those saved for you guys and share them if the campaign is not up and running by the time I go to actually edit this all together from the audio. Finally, we've got Bacon Shelf. Bacon Shelf is apparently going to be a new modeler for the team based off of his post on the Discord. He's basically posted a ammo crate, well, not an ammo crate, I guess a supply box. A lot of times those are the supply things you see throughout Halo, carrying like helmets and boots and stuff like that. Okay, so that's the end of the official dev news, but we've got a lot of side development news. First up, Jack O'Neill and his side mod, his team with that, who I don't know if they want to be named or not. I know who they are, but they've not really associated themselves too much with it. They had actually canceled their side mod. They were the guys working on those static Covenant units I showed off the other day. You guys are seeing those on screen now. The reason they are canceling this project is because they got the contents from Gmod, and while they were crediting the guy from Gmod, they never bothered to really ask at the time where the models came from. And, you know, obviously it's Gmod, so there's a very, very, very strong concern that those models are ripped. And as such, you know, when he started sharing that stuff around the Optre Discord, he kind of got shut down by the developers and a number of members from the community. You know, and well, basically he wanted to share this with the dev team, and you know, obviously that's a big risk to the you know, mod, because if that's actually ripped content, which there's a good chance, that could get the mod in a lot of trouble, get it shut down, losing years of work. So he basically decided to cancel it after kind of a negative response on the Optre Discord. Obviously he still has the models, but he said he doesn't really intend to distribute them any further then. He said he'll just have to tell everybody to wait for the first contact update to come out and actually finally add that stuff, you know, after 2 or 3 years. What he does plan on doing, though, is he plans on continuing development of his Halo 1 campaign recreation. Basically, he's been working on currently the second level of Halo 1, where you go around and you rescue Marines as Master Chief. Now, I played this with Jack and another community member of mine, Alcor, today, and I should have some footage of that kind of integrated. Basically, you go around, you rescue the Marines, recruit them to your team. It's got some Halo 1 audio he's integrated into it. Some stuff like that. It's pretty neat. It's interesting. It's still work in progress. Definitely needs to be polished up some, but kind of a fun way of doing it. Off to other things, though. We've got Lacrack. He continues to work on his animations. I was actually sent a preview of them by another community member. However, the copy I got did not work as intended. It shows me the list of his animations, but all of them are a guy in T-pose with a shotgun sitting through his waist, which I don't think is intentional. Kind of an interesting list, though. There's a couple different things on there that I think are going to be pretty neat. Unfortunately, don't have anything to show off with that, so we're just going to go ahead and keep on rolling here because I don't have anything else to talk about besides that for right now. I did see Morthon posting on the Discord, and so I asked him what we had going on with the brutes, and basically said this while I was talking to him. Morthon said, "I will continue development in June or July. There's about 2 to 3 months worth of development left." So I hit Morthon up. I said, "So you're thinking September or October, maybe?" And he said, "I think I can have the release out by then." Yeah. Now, obviously, that's a very tentative. Sweet dear Lord, I cannot talk all of a sudden. Date. And it could be a little bit sooner. It could be later than that. It's hard to say. You know, obviously, for a small mod and side project like this, who knows? Hopefully it's sooner. Maybe. Possibly. But they'll give you guys a bit of a timeline. It could be that we're looking for the inclusion of those with First Contact. That's still very much up in the air, though. And I don't think that the dev team or Morthon know 100% sure if that timing will coincide. But that's hard to say. Obviously, a lot of that's not going to be, released to the public quite yet. Then there's a gentleman, Pawn. He has started work on a Jackal model. He's been sharing this for a little while, but at this time he doesn't know if he just plans to develop it to a release point or if he'll just use it as practice for continued modeling. Obviously, like the brutes, the jackals would be a huge undertaking with animations and all things, all sorts of things like that. You have to create, weapons for them. I guess there's already some currently existing weapons, but there's still a lot of work that would go into something like that. There is also a Jackal model under development by Zephyr Souza. However, I don't think she's developed it any further since we're currently waiting on Morthon to see if the brutes are actually possible. Given the last videos we've seen of them, I'm going to say yes at this point. It's just getting everything done and getting it to work correctly. And then lastly, we've got Opcan. Opcan continues work on its skin updates. Recently, his most recent updates have added the Halo 2 anniversary skins, more accurate reach skins, and he's starting work on vehicle retextures. Chances are by the time you guys see this video at the rate he's been updating, there's a good chance those vehicle skins might already be out in your hands. I don't have any images of the Warthogs. He shared some. I forgot to save them. I might try to go back. We'll see. I do have these Pelicans here, though, with them. I was kind of asking him if he might do, like, company retextures, because last time it was just, a few different colors of them, like a blue and white Pelican and, like, a purple and black one, I think, or something like that. I've asked him if he could actually do some, like, company-based ones, maybe like a Traxxas Pelican, or like a conversion of the Insurrectionist cabbed Warthog where it says like Optican on the side or something like that. I think that would be pretty neat. Beyond that, as far as custom assets goes, he wants to try and work on getting the M247H back into the mod. So he said after this next update, it's probably going to be a little while before there's another update for it, because that's going to take a little bit longer for him to get that back in. He also said that some of the older vehicle skins and stuff, some of his earliest ones actually survived as well, so might see those re-implemented too. Alright guys, well, that was everything. I don't think I missed anything from this week, but we're already at like almost 14-15 minutes here. At any rate, guys, if I did miss anything, I do apologize. That will hopefully in that case be in next week's video. Let me know what your thoughts are on all of this. Awesome job to everybody. Drake on the model for the Grizzly. Scorch on whoever else worked on getting the Grizzly implemented into the game. The new models and campaign missions and stuff are just looking like they're going to be really awesome. Anyways, guys, like I said, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below, and I will see you next time.